James Bond, the man, the myth, the guy that makes espionage look like a day at the spa. Today on Video Rental Chaos, we're diving into From Russia with Love. So grab your martini, let's try our best Sean Connery impersonations, because this one's gonna kick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Video Rental Chaos. Today, before the gadgets got wild, before the villains built secret volcano lairs, there was From Russia with Love. This is Bond in his early days, okay? Smooth, deadly, and already dodging insane assassination attempts. Join me as we break down the movie that made me, Kevin Porter, a 007 fan, and prove that Sean Connery isn't just Bond, well, he's the Bond. So grab your briefcase of gadgets and watch out for poison-tipped shoes. Now, let's jump into this film. The movie kicks off with a thrilling sequence where James Bond is being hunted at night by an assassin. The tension builds, and it looks like James Bond is about to meet his end, until they reveal that this has been a training exercise with a fake James Bond. It's a clever fake out that sets the tone for the film, ladies and gentlemen. We meet Spectre, the evil organization pulling the strings. They're planning to pit the British and the Russians against each other, while stealing a decoding device. Now, Rosa recruits assassin Red Grant and manipulates a Russian clerk, Tatiana, to lure James Bond into their trap. Well, James Bond makes his entrance in a beautiful riverside villa, flirting with Sylvia Trench, before being summoned to meet M, his boss. M briefs him on the mission. He must retrieve the decoding device and make contact with Tatiana in Istanbul. Q also introduces Bond to a nifty briefcase, packed with gadgets, a classic Bond moment, definitely. James Bond arrives in Istanbul and teams up with Karim Bey, the head of the British Secret Service in the area. Karim is a standout character for sure. Charismatic, loyal, and a bit of a father figure to Bond. The two navigate a city full of spies and danger, with Karim giving Bond a crash course on Istanbul's political tension. One of the more wild parts of this movie, though, is when James Bond visits a gypsy camp with Karim. Things get heated when two women fight over a man, but the camp is attacked before a winner is decided. James Bond and Karim fend off the attackers in a chaotic battle. Afterwards, James Bond is able to smooth things over by spending the night with both women. Talk about sexy. Tatiana finally makes her move, sneaking into James Bond's room. She claims she's fallen for him and offers the decoding device in exchange for asylum. Bond, well, obviously is suspicious, but plays along. Their chemistry is undeniable. James Bond, Tatiana, and the decoding device board the Orient Express with Red Grant, hot on their heels. The train ride is a slow burn, okay? Filled with tension. Grant poses as an ally, but eventually reveals his true intention. The showdown between Bond and Grant is brutal and intense, ending with James Bond using his briefcase gadgets to gain the upper hand. With Grant now dead, James Bond and Tatiana escape on a boat, but Spectre isn't done yet. They send a helicopter and boats to take them out. James Bond uses his wits and quick thinking to destroy the enemies, proving once again why he's the best secret agent. The film wraps up with Rosa Klebb making a last-ditch effort to kill James Bond and recover the device. Disguised as a maid, she attacks with a poison-tipped shoe, but Tatiana steps in to save James Bond. It's a satisfying ending to the movie, okay? And solidifies Tatiana's loyalty to James Bond and England. Growing up in the 90s, my experience with James Bond was mostly, GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. And seeing GoldenEye in the theaters as a kid. My older brother, though, Justin, introduced me to the rest of the franchise. And since then, I've collected the entire series on Blu-ray. Of all the Bond films I've watched so far, From Russia with Love is definitely my favorite. Sean Connery absolutely owns the role of James Bond. He's smooth, tough, and charming in every scene. The story is tight, the villains are memorable, and the action even holds up to today. This is peak James Bond for me, okay? So, I'm excited to dive more into the 007 films and bring you along for the ride, okay? So, the next time you're getting room service, better check that chick's foot, okay? And until then, I'll see you at the video store.